Salutations, crustaceans! I'm Lobster, and this is the brand new Squier Affinity Series Jazz Bass VI. This bass came out of left field. We have not seen a traditional 6-string bass from the likes of Fender in a long time, I think since the early 90s when we had the DR Hartfield basses. Since then though, if you wanted a 6-string Fender bass, you had to go with a Fender Bass VI or a Squier Bass VI. Those are really fun basses, but again, Fender really never offered like a traditional 6-string jazz bass that was strung B to C. But today, we are going to be checking out this brand new Squier. The budget 6-string category, I'm talking like sub $400, is a very sparse category. I believe there are now only 3 basses that you can buy brand new from big name manufacturers. We have the Ibanez GSR 206, we have the Harley Benton, the Progressive Series 6-string, and now we have the Squier Jazz Bass 6-string as well. That is it for sub $400 6-string basses. So if you are a beginner and looking to get into 6-string bass, you kind of have slim pickings if you're looking to spend under $400. But today we're going to be having a look at the Squier Jazz 6 and asking the question, is 6 the new 5? No, it's not. That's not how numbers work at all. So now let's go over the specs of our Squier Jazz Bass VI. For the body, we have a poplar body here, and that's finished in a metallic black. It has a bit of a shimmer to it, and it looks really nice, especially with the contrasting black pickguard that's just a solid black. Has a really nice vibe, especially with the white layer in between. Has that white outline, a really nice look. We also have a traditional jazz bass control plate, and that is a regular volume tone setup like we would see in any other jazz bass. The pickups that we have here are really interesting. They're Squier ceramic single coil pickups, and honestly, they sound pretty good. However, they are a little bit on the low output side. They really don't have much bark to them. And then down here at the bridge, this is an interesting bridge. This is a 6-string traditional Fender style bridge. We have 17mm spacing, which is on the wider side for a 6-string bass. I believe Fender 5-strings are usually around 17.5mm, and their 4-strings are at 19mm, so 17 for a 6-string bass is on the wider side. So if you're used to 5-strings, this shouldn't be that big of a change for you. This bridge only has the option to string through the bridge. We are not able to string through the body. And currently this bass has some SIT Foundation nickels, gauges 30 to 125. And then moving up to the neck, we have a 34-inch scale 20-fret maple neck with a laurel fingerboard. This has a 12-inch radius, and overall this is a really comfortable neck to play, but it is a bit on the wide side. So if you have smaller hands, you might want to look at something like an Ibanez Sound Gear, which has a little bit tighter spacing. And then moving up to the nut, we have a 52mm nut width. I actually measured it at a 51.5mm nut, but close enough, I guess. They're not really super accurate with this stuff half of the time anyways. Ayo. And then moving up to the headstock, we have a traditional Fender-shaped headstock, but this has a 4x2 tuner configuration, which is a bit odd. I've only seen this on like an SX Rondo Music Jazz Bass 6-string. I believe Bully has one of those. But yeah, it's an odd headstock, and we have 3/8-inch tuners as opposed to the traditional 1/2-inch tuners. I'm assuming to save weight and to save space, as there is a much smaller footprint on these. But yeah, it's a cool headstock, and we have a really nice string tree. This is a string tree that retains all 6 strings, and it's not like a bar like you have on the Sires. This one you're able to individually release each string, so replacing strings on this is pretty much a breeze. I mean, considering it's a 6-string. And the tuners are pretty solid. They're a bit on the vague side, but I don't find that they lose tune. They're just a bit squishy when you're moving them around. Upgrading them with some like hip shots would be an easy thing to do. However, you would need to buy 6 of them, and that can get a little expensive. And now it's spinny time for our Squier Affinity Series Jazz Bass VI. So as we're spinning around, we can see that it is a very good looking bass. The sparkly black, again, it's a very slight metallic finish to there. Maybe, is that a pearl? I don't know what they call it. I didn't really look at the color name, but it's there on my computer somewhere, so One thing that would have made this a little better is a matching headstock, but for the $329, yes, that's right, $329, I couldn't keep that a secret for the regular part of the video, this is an inexpensive 6-string. Moving around back, we can see there's not really a lot going on back here. We have just a jazz bass body and a 6-screw neck attachment. There is no neck plate, just 6 screws spread out nicely for this wide neck. We have a traditional neck heel. It is not angled or sloped in any way, so upper fret access isn't the most ergonomic. And then up at the headstock again, we can see that these are closed gear tuners, 3/8 inch tuners. Again, a 3/8 inch Godo or a hip shot would probably save some weight here and reduce the neck dive a little bit, but this is a very inexpensive bass as well, and at that point, you might just get a better 6-string. But we have fun here, we have fun. And one other thing we notice up here at the top of the headstock is that this is a Squier bass licensed by Fender, and it is a bass crafted in China. So this is out of their Chinese factory, and we have had very good luck with the quality of the Chinese-made Squiers thus far, outside of the D-Butt debut series. That one I'll consider an anomaly because we've had other Chinese Squiers that have played really nicely. And how much does our Squier Affinity Jazz Bass 6-string weigh? This particular example comes in at, I believe, 9.5 pounds, 9.4 pounds, which for a 6-string Fender style instrument is not too shabby. So the fact that they're keeping this one under 10 pounds is pretty impressive. But as we all know, weight really doesn't matter too much if the bass does not balance well. So let's see how our Squier Affinity Jazz Bass Series balances. On the lap, this headstock just wants to go right down. These are weighty tuners over here on this headstock, and because of the way the headstock is shaped, in the offset light poplar body, we have a very neck-heavy instrument here. This thing just goes right down every time. Whoop. With a strap, you definitely feel it tugging. You definitely feel it, and it is a bit weighty over here, so it definitely wants to slide down. And then standing up, yeah, you feel it. I mean, it stays put for the most part, but you feel it. A nice strap would probably negate most of that, but again, lightweight tuners might help a bit more too. And now let's plug in our Squier Affinity Jazz Bass 6-string into our Ampeg Rocket. Oh, that was fun. So I tested the B string out a little bit there. This is a pretty solid B string, especially for a jazz bass style instrument. Again, we are strung up with the SIT Foundation Nichols gauges 30 to 125. So the sound of these ceramic single coil jazz bass pickups is not too bad. It's a little on the harsh side, but we do have a very functional tone knob here, and we'll explore that in a second. But one thing that I do notice about this is we get a lot of noise when we are not touching the strings. That can be addressed with some, shielding and grounding and all that good stuff. We've done videos on that. We'll probably do more videos on that. This bass would definitely benefit from that treatment, and that would reduce the noise quite a bit. You should manage your expectations given that this is, a pretty nice 6-string bass at $329 shipped from Fender and Squier. And I actually got this with a 10% coupon that they just, had, because they have random sales and whatever. So I got this for under $300. Not too shabby. Now let's explore our pickups individually. Let's have our neck pickup soloed first. As you can hear, this is a single coil pickup. You do get some single coil hum in a noisy electrical environment like what we have here. It's not too bad though. Again, it really depends on your environment, and shielding would definitely help a little bit. However, that's just the nature of single coil pickups. So here's the neck pickup, tone all the way open. So that is our neck pickup here with the tone all the way open. Let's turn that tone knob down all the way, and here's our neck pickup with the tone all the way closed. Oh, this is fun. This is a fun experience. It's best with a strap again because you're fighting the neck a little bit, but this is a fun bass. I have way too much fun with all this. Way too much. Let's turn it up to like 50%. See if we can get a little middle ground there. Yeah, so that was something. Let's turn the neck pickup down all the way and turn up our bridge pickup, explore that a little bit. We're gonna turn the tone back up all the way. Here's what that sounds like. Oh yeah, fun. So here's the bridge pickup, tone all the way down. I almost got that there. Oh, but yeah, that was the bridge pickup, tone all the way down. Let's turn the tone about halfway up. Okay, let's open up the tone once more and bring back our neck pickup into the mix. And here's what that sounds like, tone all the way open. Oh yeah, we have fun, we have fun. That is a pretty nice sounding, though a bit on the harsh side. Again, these ceramic single coils aren't the best sounding pickups, but they get the job done. In regards to mod potential, I'm not sure what would fit this bass, as there's not really too many, production 6-string jazz basses around. So you'd probably have to get something custom, and that would cost more than the bass itself. But let's take the tone all the way down with both pickups now. one thing I'm noticing in the playing experience. I am fighting the neck quite a bit when sitting down. You know, I don't have full tension on the strap. I think when I'm playing standing up, it would probably be less impactful, especially with a better strap. But it is something that I am noticing quite a bit. And I don't think that's what you would get on a similarly priced sound gear, which has a bit more of a purpose-built body. So it probably has a bit better balance too, though I have not personally checked out the GSXR or whatever it's called, the 6-string. We'll check that out at some point later. But now let's just, I don't know, turn the tone back up all the way. Actually, I'll leave it at 50% because it is a little on the bright side. And let's grab our pick. Okay, I'm done with the pick stuff. No more picky pick. Let's slap this. So it is a good slapper. I'm not really much of a 6-string player. I don't have many 6 strings. I really don't play 6 strings often, so I am a little on the sloppy side when it comes to playing on a 6-string, but I am having fun. So now let's, what do we do now? I think we move on to this little thing over here, our Trickfish Bullhead Mini with my 2 112 cabs here and our fun effects to navigate the universe. Now, one thing I also want to mention that I'm realizing as I play this through multiple amps, the output on these pickups is rather low. So I am having to turn up the gain or the volume on my amps quite a bit. Not quite a bit, but I would say about you know, 15% maybe, give or take. So there is a bit of a difference in regards to output versus other basses. But as something to noodle around on, I don't think that's going to be the biggest concern. And if you're looking to, you know, sit in with the band mix, a compressor is probably going to do you some favors. But let's go ahead and mess around with some effects here, starting with our big muff. Oh, this is fun. This is fun. Oh, I'm out of frets. Oh, snap. Next up, let's do our little octaver with the MXR Poly Blue. And next up is our Julia chorus. This is fun. I really don't mess around with 6 strings that much, and I should more. I really should. And now for a new addition to the mix. I have replaced the Dark World reverb. It's still in the mix, but I attributed it to another instrument. I replaced the reverb that we normally use with a Strymon Cloudburst. It has a little like orchestral effect behind it, so let's see what that sounds like. Ooh, that was nice. So yeah, this can definitely party. This bass can definitely party. Speaking of party, let's get our microcosm started. So here are my final thoughts on the Squier Jazz Bass VI from the Affinity series. This is quite the anomaly and not something that I expected from Fender, especially at the $329 price point. This bass is delivering a lot, but it does have some key flaws, which I'm going to just summarize right now. First being the balance. With these 6 tuners here, combined with the Jazz Bass offset body, we do not have great balance, both on a strap or in the lap without a strap. A really nice padded strap would definitely negate that quite a bit. However, just as it is right now with a normal strap, it was a bit of a challenge at times. The output of the pickups is also a little on the low side. They're not bad sounding pickups, and it's not to the point like with the Joe Dart jazz bass thing that they did, where you have to crank your gain up like all the way to even be heard in a mix. This is a good sounding bass overall, just a little lower on the output versus what I normally expect. So I only had to bump the volume about 10 or 15%, and I had no problems. So I wouldn't call that necessarily a deal breaker, nor would I call the tuners and the balance a deal breaker, given that this is a $329 instrument, and that includes shipping from Fender/Squier. So that's a really nice deal. If you're looking to get into the 6-string realm, this is a nice option if you like the wider string spacing. However, please consider the balance. Your other options are the Ibanez GSR 206. I believe that's what it is. It's their, Geo line, the entry level Ibanez. Those are probably a little bit lower in regards to quality and features versus what you get here, but you do have the tighter string spacing, where this is 17 millimeters, so that is a bit chunkier, especially for a 6-string. Now, one thing that really impressed me about the neck on this bass is just the fretwork. This was really easy to dial in, and I could slam the action down. I have the action really low. This is a very easy bass to play, a very easy bass to dial in, and the fretwork is pretty great. Again, no real mod potential. Where the Ibanez basses, you do have some mod potential because they are using more standardized pickup sizes. We don't have that same luxury with our Squier Affinity Jazz Bass VI. We could probably upgrade the bridge if we really wanted to, but honestly, I got this thing dialed up really nicely. Out of the box, the action was a bit high, but a new setup with a fresh set of strings, and this thing dialed in no problem. Would I recommend the Squier Affinity Jazz Bass VI if you are looking for an entry-level 6-string? I would say yeah. I mean, your pickings are pretty slim. You have this, the Ibanez that I've mentioned, and then the Harley Benton Progressive Series, is it? Or the Enhanced, I forget what it is, but we looked at the 4-string and 5-string variants in the past. I've done mods. I think we looked at the fretless variant as well. Bully has the 6-string. Those are inexpensive basses, nice high-quality basses. However, a bit of a different vibe versus this. I'm not sure what the neck profile is like, but again, this is a nice, comfortable 6-string with wide spacing, good entry-level Sixer, and I definitely think you can have some fun with this overall. But that will do it for our review of the Squier Affinity Jazz Bass 6-string. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think about this bass as well as the review down in the comments below. I enjoyed it though. I thought that this was a fun bass. I can absolutely recommend it as a beginner 6-string, though I would recommend you at least try the Ibanez as well and see which one you like better, as they are very different. But again, thank you all for watching, and until we groove again.